if you know all the caged pentatonic shapes, you already know how to play them as minor scales. You just maybe don't know it yet. So the cool thing about a major scale and a minor scale is that they fit together really nicely. This will make more sense later, but for now I'm doing the quick, easy version. First of all, for this video to make sense, I recommend watching my caged system video. Also, I have a video called the Pentatonic Scale, which is actually about the G-shaped pentatonic scale. And then I also recommend that you watch Music Theory for Guitar Players Major Scales. I'll put links to those in the description, and hopefully some cards popped up when I was doing that as well. But let's get right into it. If I play in the key of D, if I play a C-shaped pentatonic scale, my major scale root note is right here. And if I go back from that root note a half step and a whole step, I have arrived at a minor root note. And what that means is if I start from here, this is now a minor scale. It's a B minor scale, by the way. So D major and B minor share all the same notes, which is pretty cool. So B minor scale and D major scale. It's all the same notes. So if you want to be in the key of D minor, you got to take this shape and you got to scoot the minor root note up so that it's on a D. And now, if we play that same pentatonic shape, but we have the root note on D here, we've got this D minor pentatonic scale. D major, D minor. Pretty neat, right? So every shape in the caged system has a major root note and a minor root note. And for the C-shaped scale here, it's major root note, minor root note. So let's say we want to put this in the key of E minor. We need to find an E on the A string. Here's an E right here. Now if I put my pinky here, we're in the key of E major. But we want to be in the key of E minor, so we're going to take that same shape, we're going to scoot it up so that the root note is the minor root note now. Every major pentatonic scale you know is also a minor scale. Just got to know how to use it. And the way I like to think about it is every scale has two reference notes. So if we're here, G major, if we have the pinky there, we're in the key of G major. And if we have index finger here, we're in the key of E minor. Right? All the same notes, same scale, just a different reference note. I like to think of it like a circle. We've got G, A, B, D, E, G, and that's a G major pentatonic scale. And then we've got E, G, A, B, D, E. Forgot the notes for a second there. And that is an E minor pentatonic scale. All the same notes, just depends on where you start. So let's try the next shape. So we got the C shape, A shape. So here's an A-shaped scale in the key of C major. And here's the trick with this one. If we go back a half step and a whole step, we're kind of out of the shape. But this note is the same note. So if we go, we could think of it as, or in other words, here's a C, here's another C, we go back a half step, back a whole step. Now we're on the minor root note for this scale. So we're in the key of C major, and we're also in the key of A minor. So if we want to put this in the key of C minor instead of the key of C major, we need to turn this note of the shape into a C. So we'll move this whole shape up to the 8th fret. Here's a C right here. Now we've got C minor pentatonic scale, which is also an E flat major pentatonic scale. So we've got C shape, A shape, we need the G shape. Here's the G shape pentatonic scale. We got our major root note right here. Play that with your pinky and you got C major pentatonic scale. Now we go back a half step and a whole step. There's the minor root note for this scale. So C major, A minor. Same scale. If we want to turn this G-shaped pentatonic scale into a C minor scale, we got to take this root note of the shape and we got to scoot it up to C. And now we're in the key of C minor. So we got C, A, G. We need the E shape now. E shape, let's stay in the key of C. There's your E-shaped pentatonic scale. Now, if we go back a half step and a whole step, again, we've arrived at that same A, but we're out of the shape. So what we can do is we can do our little 2 frets down, 2 toward the body, and now we've gone back a half step and a whole step, and then we've gone up an octave. So here's your major root note for the E shape, and your minor root note, the nearest one is way down on this string. E shape's pretty weird. So if we're in the key of C major, we're also in the key of A minor. So if we want to be in the key of D minor using the E-shaped pentatonic scale, we can go, well, here's an open D. Let's go up to this D at the 12th fret, and now we've got key of D minor. Pretty cool. So we got C, A, G, E. Let's do the D shape now. And the D shape is weird because the root note for the D major shape is on the D string. So if we go, let's go to the key of C again. So if you don't know your notes on the D string very well, there's a C right here. We can go down 2 strings and up 2 frets toward the body. And now we've got another C. So this is the major root note for the D-shaped pentatonic scale. And if we want to find the minor root note, we can go, oh crap, we got that same problem. We've gone back a half step and a whole step, and we're out of the shape. Well, this note is the same as this note. So in the D-shaped pentatonic scale, here's your major root note, here's your minor root note. So C major and A minor. Oh, A minor is always the relative minor of C. So if you're in the key of C major, you're also using all the notes from the key of A minor. So here's an A root note. Pretty neat. So let's say we want to be in the key of E minor. Well, here's an E right here. And now we just shift our D shape down to here, and we've got key of E minor. Just to make it clear, you essentially take your major scale, and if you want to turn it into a minor scale, you could bump it up 3 frets. Here's what I'm talking about. Let's go back to that original example here. Here's the key of D major. And if we want to turn this into a minor key, we could raise this 1, 2, 3 frets. And now now our minor root note is on D. If you want a major scale to be in a minor key, bump it up 3 frets, and now you're in the minor version of that. So I'm going to do B flat minor. If you want something to be sharp, you move it up a fret toward the body. If you want something to be flat, you move it back toward the neck. So we'll find a B, and then here's a B flat. So, B flat. There's a B flat right here. There's a B flat at the 13th fret of the A string. what do we do with this? Well, we could use a C shape, and now, just for comparison, if I'm in B flat major, it's gonna sound pretty bad. That's pretty gross. We gotta put the minor root note on there by going 1, 2, 3. Now, minor root note's where it's supposed to be. So, C shape. We got the D shape right behind it, which the minor root note for the D shape is right there. So let's find another B flat. Here's one. So if we try the G shape pentatonic, we can't put pinky here because we're gonna get that same nasty. We need to be in B flat minor. So that shape, there's the minor root note. Let's scoot it up to B flat. And now we got the cool thing about the G shape and the A shape is that they share the same minor root note. So if you know, there's your minor root note for the G shape, your minor root note for the A shape, same note. And now we've got, if we go up here, 2 strings down, 2 frets up, there's your minor root note for the E shape. And now we're in the C shape here, because here's the major root note, minor root note. Try a different one. Let's go key of E. So here's an E at the 12th fret of the E string. Makes sense. And here we've got our G shape with our minor root note, and here we've got the A shape with the same minor root note. Makes it a lot easier. Let's try this E on the 7th fret of the A string. Doing a lot right now. So, this E on the 7th fret of the A string is the minor root note for the C shape, which is hiding right here, and the minor root note for the D shape, which is all hiding out right here. So, so that was pretty much all the shapes. E shape. Well, we gotta find an E. Here's an E, which would mean root note here. We could also use this E down here. Now we've got, that's our minor root note for the E shape. Yeah. Anyways, hope that was helpful. I hope that's enjoyable. If you like this video, if you find it helpful, please consider making a donation at my Ko-fi page. There's a link in the description. Yeah. Also, if you like the jam tracks that I'm playing with on this channel, they're over at SPJ Jam Tracks, and I'll put a link in the description for that as well. Links everywhere in every description.